Good morning, Internet. This is the Old Fat Dad, and welcome back to another beautiful sunny day on the Goober Nation gun range. Today, I've done something terrible but wonderful. I've turned my lovely 1022 into a Bullpup. So this right here is the Desert Tech's Trek-22 chassis for the Ruger 1022, and what it does is change our tried and true Ruger 1022 from a standard rifle into a bullpup, which basically means all of the goodies, the action, the magazine where it loads in, the safety, has been moved back here, and we've moved the trigger up here. Now, why the heck would we want to do that? Well, it makes this into a much more compact package. So with an 18-inch barrel, my 1022 in its previous form was about yay long right there. Now that I've compacted it into the Bullpup, it is now actually only this long, and we've got a suppressor on the end, and it's still shorter than the total package without a suppressor of the regular 1022. So the chassis is shipped to you in two parts, and it's a clamshell design that clamps together over your old action of your 1022, and there's about 10 screws that you got to put in throughout the chassis. It's a tedious process, but not that difficult. You snap your barrel to action in right about here, clamp them together. They have the provided trigger linkage already in there, and bing bang boom, you're done. You've got yourself a little Bullpup 1022. Some things to note: it is not the most elegant package in my mind. Looks a little bit cheap, feels a little bit cheap, but once you start looking at things a little bit closer, all the machining, all the cuts, all the parts are well done and well put together. It just doesn't have the flashiest of packages, but it does come with all the modern amenities you would hope to have in a rifle. You got a pick rail up top, you've got M-lock all the way around up here, you have got a sling stud, QD sling mount right there, and the trigger is actually pretty darn good for a Bullpup. Before I put this chassis on, my 1022 could shoot about ½ an inch at 50 yards pretty regularly, and it never did much more than an inch on a bad day, so between ½ an inch to an inch. We've got a different scope on top now. To complement this compact and light package, I've put a Leupold 1.5 to 4 scope on there, which is a lot less magnification than I'm usually using on the 1022, but I still want to test the accuracy. So I've got a target set up down there at 50 yards. We're going to put in some CCI standard velocity. Let's take a couple shots at our target, see how it goes. I've also got a 2-inch plate back there and a 3-inch plate. I'll see if I can ring those a couple times. Let's do the plates first, just so we can kind of hear if we're hitting. Okay, 3-inch plate first. There we go. There we go. Let's see if I can hit that tiny little plate there. 2-inch plate. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're good enough to hit a 2 and 3-inch plate. Let's see if we can get that ½ MOA. I don't think I can do it. I'm gonna give it my best shot though. Let's see if we can hit those guys for ½ an inch at 50 yards. Here we go. Whew. You know, I cannot see my impacts from here, so I'm going to walk down, grab it, we'll check it out. Well, I don't know if I could be any happier with these results. There are my 5 shots at 50 yards, and each one of these boxes here is an inch square, so I think we can say that that right there is probably a ½ inch group. I'm actually super impressed. I did not think I could pull it off. Oh man, can't be mad about that group. A couple other features I want to touch on here. This is kind of a weird little pistol grip thing going on there. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but you know what? It is really not too bad once you start shooting. It lets you kind of get your hand up here to make accurate shots if you need to slow down, but you can also get a good grip behind this thing as well if you need to. Another feature that I didn't mention either that I think is really neat is it has some mag storage here. I've got two of the little Ruger 10 rounders that go right in there, and they just pop right out of there if you need them. So not only can you put a 10 or a 15 or 25 in the actual mag well, you can also have 20 rounds of extra ammo on hand here right in the buttstock. So we did pretty good at 50 yards. Actually, we did really good at 50 yards. How does this chassis handle up close and personal? So we're about 10 yards away right now from our little white plates down there. Let's see how handy the little Trek-22 chassis is at 10 yards. Here we go. You can run those pretty quick. It is just so quiet with the suppressor on there here. I don't know. Let's see if we can hear a couple in the dirt. It's it's ridiculous. And you know what though? There is a little bit of a downside. The action is right next to my ear now, so it's actually a little bit louder suppressed than it was in its other setup here with the action kind of up front. So I guess that's kind of a drawback, but still just ridiculously quiet there. Oh man, gotta love that. That was too much fun. Let's do 10 more rounds up close and just see how fast we can go with this bad boy here. Man, that is a ton of fun. Well then, the Trek-22, pretty good time, lots of fun to shoot. Not a very pretty package, or really doesn't have much cool factor going on, I guess, unless you like space age sticks. But it works really nicely, and you know, I gotta say I'm kind of happy with it. I'm gonna keep the 1022 in this little package here, and I'm going to try this out for squirrel hunting. As you can see, it didn't hurt the accuracy. I can get good hits out to 50, I think, which is just perfect for squirrel hunting. So we'll have to do a little update after I get done with that, and I'll fill you in with how it goes. But for right now, for 200 to 300 bucks, I think this is a pretty cool upgrade for your 1022. And that's about all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you next time.